as Dynamics 365 is growing, the nature of the businesses are also changing, and the scope of work is quite huge. I mean, honestly, I take almost like 15-20 interviews in a month. Every month I take interviews, and I cater to different candidates from different industries. But the good part is, we have place for every type of candidate, where if you have the basic D365 technical knowledge, where you know maybe basic programming or basic object oriented knowledge, along with some basic critical information from D365 technical and some bit of audio preliminary certification, then you will definitely have a career and you can start with the D365 technical journey. So from the course point of view, so this is Dynamics 365 technical course, and I will be very specific. This will be Dynamics 365 finance and operations technical course. So if you go to Microsoft website and if you just search for Dynamics 365, you will see that there are different products under it. So what we are focusing on and what will be our course will be for Dynamics 365 ERP, enterprise resource planning, or finance and operations. We'll be not focusing on the CRM part because that's a separate application altogether, and also we'll be not focusing on the business central. So our core focus is Dynamics 365 finance and operations, which is the mostly widely used application, and the technical aspects of it, where you will learn the basics and the advanced topics, which will enable you to do the certification, know the basics, and you can go ahead with a career switch, or if you want to move to the different domain, that also you can do. That is from the excuse me, that is from the course, I will say the course content, whatever it is. And the course duration mostly around, I'd say, 25 to 30 classes mostly. Around, it takes around 1 month to 1.5 months that I try to, and the course will be every day, from Monday to Friday, in the morning hours, as the Visualpath team has already confirmed. So when we say that every day, so it will not be over the weekends. Generally, if I miss out on some classes, because I also have some work commitment and everything, most of you are maybe working. So if there are some work commitments, if I'm missing out on some classes, I'll tell you upfront in our communication channel, and then so that we can postpone the classes, and we can decide a time between ourselves, and then we can gather around in that time. So the target will be to complete it around 25 to 30 classes. Generally, if I only just go ahead with the course content, it's just that I'm just going ahead and giving you lectures, it takes around 20-22 classes, because just giving you lecture is not the objective of the course. Do the hands-on along with you is the main objective of the course, because I always say that, like, whatever learning material you have, everything is available over the internet. That for that you don't need a trainer for it. What you need a trainer for it is that you learn it. The application is also fine, but when to use it and how to use it, that is the most important and critical part. So my journey in that excuse me, like, I have a bad throat, like cough and cold, so just bear with me. So in the course material and also in the lectures, when you see that, I mostly focus on the application and how you are going to use it. Okay, and why you are going to use it, that is the most important part, and that for that you need an experienced trainer, and that is the most critical part. So because I give you live case studies, case examples, and practice exercises, and I also solve those exercises in the classes, so that you know what kind of problem you can encounter in a project. Because let's face it, when you go into a company, you will not be sitting idle, you will be definitely into a project where you are going ahead and doing your work. So if you know what type of different type of problems arrive, what type of different maybe property, stable properties, or different coding structure you need, that will be helpful if you know it beforehand. So those things I stress out more, and that is how I plan the course in those 25 to 30 classes. So yeah, that will be the mostly course duration. And what will be the course content and everything, that I will share with you definitely. Apart from that, when we start the course, mostly the environment point of view, you don't need to pay anything. I will provide you ways where you can access Dynamics 365 development environment through free online portal. That is one option. Also another option, if you need to access it in your local laptop, that also option I will show you. That option also you can go ahead and download it and you can access through your laptop. So both option I will show you, but for both the options you don't need to pay any extra money. You just need to follow the steps which I'll show you, and then you will have the option to access the environment. Okay, so let me just clear it out first, because this is the first question that I get from different students. So what will be for the environment? Okay, hope this is clear. So on that note, we'll be starting with the demo. So I'll be presenting few quick slides, and then I'll be presenting my understanding the basics of Dynamics 365. So before that, any one of you, if you have any questions, please go ahead. I'll take up the questions now for a few minutes, and then we'll start the demo, and then I'll open the forum for the Q&A. So anyone, if you have any questions, please go ahead.
Good morning, Mitra.
Yes, Ramat, please go ahead.
Uh, 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 Mitra, what is the version we will be working on? Like, what will be the environment? Which version we will be
Yeah, please,
working on?
please go ahead. I can't hear you actually.
What will be the version we will be
You are
working
having
on?
any problem with your mic, so you can use the chat window also. So you can just put
Hey,
your
hi
question
Maitra.
in the
Raymond
chat and
asking about
we'll
the
respond to
version.
it.
Am I clear?
Hello.
Hello?
Yes. What will be the version on which we will be getting trained? Is it it will be the latest one or it will be the old one?
Uh, can you just repeat your question again? I couldn't hear you actually. Okay, Rahmat, which version? So there are a lot of versions right now in Dynamics 365. So the version that we'll be using, I can't confirm you, but I believe it will be 27 version that we will be downloading and will be using. And this is the option 2, which is where you can install the application in your laptop. And you will, if you going ahead with the first option, which is using the free online version, for that you don't need to, you cannot choose the version. That is the latest version that you get from Microsoft. And from the functionalities and also from the technical aspect, the version will not play any role, because for every version the coding structure, standard, and the application remains same. Yes, there are links with LCS Azure, so that we'll definitely discuss in our course. But yes, that will be showing you in while we go ahead and do the do the demo for that. So yeah, definitely we'll be showing you how to we can connect to LCS, and LCS is a main portal which we'll definitely discuss in our course content. Any other questions from anyone? Otherwise, we'll be starting with our demo, and then definitely we'll have at least 50-20 minutes to raise your questions again. So that will not be a problem. Okay, if not, so let me start with the demo. And in the meantime, I think the admin has already told you, please drop your phone number and email ID in the chat window. So that is important to maintain the necessary communication. So I'll just tell you why we need that very diligently. because once we start with the course, after a few days, maybe after 3 4, maybe 2 3 classes, I just send you a few documents, and I so we definitely need the email ID for that. And after we confirm the batch, after every student is enrolled, we create our WhatsApp groups where we are always connected. Whatever information, if there is a class which is, we are canceling or postponing, every information you will get over that. So we need that proper communication channel open, and I generally communicate through the emails. So whatever practice exercises or documents which I am sharing, I'll be sharing with the through the email ID. So that is why we need the email ID and also the phone number. So please share that with the admin team so that we'll be in touch. So whatever timings, whatever queries you have, so they can get in touch with you.
Hello, Mitra. I do have a question. Are you providing a dev environment for assignments or practices?
Okay, just to answer your question, Sweta, I'll be showing you how to install that dev environment, which I told you. We have two options actually. One option pertains to the fact that we have a online Microsoft portal where you can go ahead and access the environment for 2 hours continuously at a stretch. You can do your development, you can save your work, and then after 2 hours again you can restart the VM, and then you can download your work and you can go ahead with your work. That is the most easiest option, which is the cheapest option. So there is no money involved. It is just that you need a Microsoft account. For that you can go ahead and access this portal and do your development, and that is also very fast, so you don't need face any lag or something. The second option is that you can download the VM, the virtual machine, into your own laptop, and for that you need that is also excuse me, that is also a free option. But for that you will be needing an on Microsoft account. You need to create the LCS account, you need to access LCS and download it. So that option also I'll be showing in the class. The catch for this option is, as you are downloading that VM into a local laptop, I will show you the process, but for that you will need a few specifications in your laptop. So first is you need to have a Windows Professional or Enterprise version license. That is step one. Second, you will need at least 100 GB of free space into your hard disk. And third, you will need a, at least 16 GB of RAM in your laptop. Okay, so these three are the options for the uh, downloading that local VM into your machine. So what happens and what is the difference between option 1 and option 2? So option 1, as I said, is you just need a browser. So if you have Google Chrome, and you can just go ahead, open that link, and you can start accessing it, and you can use it at a stretch for 2 hours. And then again the VM will be shut down automatically. You can save your work, and then you can go ahead and open it again, so no one is stopping you in doing that. For the second option, that VM is actually installed in your laptop, so you can open it anytime, it will not be shut down, it's your call. But the problem is you need those specifications, and to run that VM you need resources in your laptop. So why I said 16 GB of RAM, because to run a VM, so it will consume resources from your laptop. So if you have a 8 GB RAM or 12 GB RAM, so that is, I feel, not sufficient. I generally use the online version because I had the local VM also in my machine. But what I felt was, to give the practice exercises to continue with the work, we don't need that maybe local VM to be installed. That is my understanding. It's maybe not yours, but for me, to show you the exercises, to give you the learning part, we don't need that. But for you, if you're continuously practicing every day, maybe 5 6 hours, then you can definitely install that local VM. But as I said, it will be slow. If you do not have proper resources, it will be, trust me, it will be painfully slow in your laptop. Because if you are running maybe 8 GB 12 GB RAM, because that VM itself captures so many resources from your laptop, your internet, your RAM, memory, everything will be consumed from your own laptop. So if you want to do multiple tasks running the VM and also working in your laptop, maybe doing some work, that will not be possible. Okay, so that is the something what you can definitely look for. But both the ways are free, and I'll show you how to access the different ways.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, Rahmat, just to answer your question, so life project, we don't have something called life project environment. We will definitely have a development environment, and I generally how do it is that we start with the basic development journey, and then we go ahead with the different concepts of development, and then we'll start doing our exercises, and based on that, based on different topics, I plan the sessions and also the exercises. And if you have a specific area of business, we don't have a specific area because the development is actually common for all. So if you are, maybe if you are from manufacturing industry, I am from a retail industry, but to do the development in Dynamics 365, the process, the different methodologies, everything remains same for both of us. So to know the different aspects of the development, how to change it, and when to change it, that is the most critical part, and that we'll learn. So it's not that we have a specific area of business which we'll be focusing on. Okay, so on that note, let me start with the quick demo, and then we'll be we'll open the forum for the further questions. Okay, so just give me a couple of minutes, so let me set it up, and then we'll get started. Okay, so let me quickly share my screen, and okay, I believe you're able to see my screen. So, okay, so let me just start with. So, as I said, this course will be for Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations Technical. So, this is the ERP part. So, ERP, if some of your freshers, if you do not have any idea, so let me just quickly brief it out. What do we mean by ERP, and what is the exact concept of it? So, ERP is nothing but Enterprise Resource Planning, and it is basically a software which integrates different parts of your business. So as an example, so let me tell you something. So if you go to a local kirana shop, so local grocery shop rather, so you see that there will be one or two person who is managing everything. So he is getting all the things from his supplier. He is also managing all the finances, all the sales also he is doing, and he is also managing the shop and everything. So it is just one person who is doing all the stuff. So basically he is managing his purchases. He is also selling to you. So sales also he is doing, finances, keeping all the track of all the sales, purchase, everything also he is doing, and also managing the inventory. So keeping away all the stuffs, everything he is also doing. But let us just consider that that is a small shop he is able to handle on his own. But if you feel that there is a large retail shop, like if you go to Hyderabad, if you have your Ratnadeep, Ghanshyam, all these retail channels, if you go to your D Mart, there are hundreds and hundreds of different stores, and in one store there are so many different places. So to managing everything, so you need, first of all, for one person, let's forget about it. So to manage everything, you need specific persons in different domains. So for purchasing, to get the things from directly from the distributors or directly from the company itself, you need a specific purchasing mechanism or purchasing channel for it. Similarly, to do the sales, you need all the point of sale counters, everything you need in your shop, and or you have salesperson, everyone is doing that, right? Similarly, you have a back office or corporate office who are managing everything from the back end, managing the finances, everything. Similarly, if you go to the store, you will see the inventory, like how those different racks have different things. They are managing everything. At the morning they get all the stuff, they refill the stores with milk, all those things, and other than all these stuffs they are doing. So if you consider that different parts of business, so finance, sales, purchase, they will have different softwares to manage their manage their operations, right? And as a management, if you go and try to have some report out of it, so if you need a consolidated report something, so first of all you need to coordinate with all the different department. They need to prepare the report. Then there will be someone who will be collating all the data, and finally they will be presenting a consolidated report or consolidated matrix. So you can understand the number of days or number of man hours involved in it. So that will be a very difficult and painful job, and there is no guarantee that the data also will be correct. So to do away with that, if you have one software, one integrated application which manages all the business operations, then you don't need to ask everyone for everything. You have one screen where you can just go to that screen. That screen will give you the consolidated management report, which will just show you that okay, this is a consolidated data from all the different modules, and that is exactly what the ERP does. And excuse me, I have a bad throat actually. So to do that, we have the concept of ERP, and if you go know the ERP, there are three largest ERP in the world. So one is SAP, SAP, what we call, and then what we have Oracle Business Suite, and then we have the Microsoft Dynamics. So previously, if I go to the next slide, so previously when Microsoft released it, it was called AX7. Actually, AX is the old version name. AX is called X for Accepta. So then from 2017, it rebranded to Dynamics 365, and right now everything Microsoft is selling under the umbrella of Dynamics 365. You can have your CRM, you can have your ERP, you have your Power BI, you can have your Business Central. All the applications are coming under the umbrella of Dynamics 365. Now, what we are focusing on? We are focusing on the finance and operations, and this is the enterprise edition, and that will be the course, the focus area of the course. Now we have actually, so I'm just comparing the Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations with the older versions actually. So if you see, I have started my career with Dynamics 2012, or what we call as AX 2012. 2009 I've just worked in one project, so that is again older version. So I'll be just limiting my discussion from 2012 and the Dynamics 365 operations, because there are so many clients also using this version also. 2009 is mostly whichever client are using, they have upgraded to Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. For 2012, the support system is still active for Microsoft. That is why the clients, whoever has implemented the old version, they are still under that old version, but they are also gradually upgrading to the latest version, which is for our finance and operations cloud part. So few basic differences. So this ERP is a cloud ERP, and we are focusing everything, our discussion, from the cloud point of view. So the older version was basically a Windows application. So how we install our application? So if you if you have joined the meeting, you have installed that go to meeting application, right? So it installed in your laptop, you have clicked on the run, and then it ran the exe file, and then you install that application. Exactly same thing happened with the old versions. So if you consider the Dynamics 2012, so you have to download an application, and then the application would run in your laptop, and then it will be saved, and then you can run it. The point is, you need to have a dedicated IT team for it. The reason is, you need to maintain the server, you need to maintain the resources of that server. So maybe today you are starting with 100 users. After 2 years, maybe you have 500 users. So will the same memory, will the same resources work? The answer is no, right? You need to increase your all the servers, RAM, architecture, everything, and for that you need a IT team for that, and that is a continuous process actually. And that was a very painful area for different clients, we have seen multiple times. And right now, with the advent of the cloud, we don't need to have that, because all this auto scaling, upgradation, everything is managed by the cloud, and it is a core concept of the cloud, and Microsoft is managing that. So you are doing a you are paying as per the subscription. So if you have 300 users, so you are just paying the subscription for it, and Microsoft is managing all the resources at the back end. From the integration, from the reporting point of view, I'd say the integration has improved much more, because previously we have the AIF concept, application integration framework. Right now we do not have that, because every the integration is much more easier. We can easily use a JSON file, like a common data service. So what happened, so if you have a third party application, let's say you have a sales interface, and the data is coming from, maybe you are selling to Amazon, right? And you are using this ERP in the as your backend operation, and from Amazon you are selling, and Amazon is sending you daily sales data. So if you want to connect to that, so you need a definitely a web service, and previously we used to do through AIF, and we need to build all this logic in a .NET class, like C# class, because AX2012, the coding language, we cannot directly connect to that. We need to have a web service for that, and that we develop in the .NET. So because the development environment completely different, we need to create a Visual Studio environment, create that .NET class, create that web service, bring to that our development environment, and then do the connection. But right now, the development workspace is Visual Studio, where you can create both type of project where you can write your .NET logic, which is called C# class, and similarly you can write your logic where you can do your dynamics development through X++ code. So the coding language in Dynamics 365 finance and operations is called X++, X for Xerox. It is exactly similar to any other object oriented programming. So if you know Java, if you know SQL, if you know C++, you are good to go. No need to spend any more time because the concept, syntaxes, architecture, everything is same. Okay. So as I said, the integration part is quite easy now, and the, and the reporting capabilities is is mostly SSRS reporting. So that is a standard reporting framework that we use in the Dynamics application, and that has been same in the old version also and this version. Right now, we have the Power BI reports also, but there is a conception that that comes free with Dynamics, but that is not the case. So if you want to run the Power BI report, you need to have a separate license for that, and that is actually separate skill set altogether. That how you can do the Power BI report and integrate with the Dynamics. But from this part, we mostly focus on our SSRS reporting, and there will be query based reports also. Just give me a minute, 1 minute. Okay, so let us get started again. So let me share my screen. Okay, and also from the mobile point of view, so we have the mobile devices and app we can do the from the power apps and everything. So that's again something what was previously was there for in a small scale, but right now we are doing this power apps quite easily. So that is from the technical side. From the functional side, uh, most of the thing I'd say has remained same. What Microsoft has done in the new version is that they have actually increased the number of modules. So they have broken down a big module into small modules, so maybe which is easier to access. But the functionality wise, mostly it has remained same. And also with advent of time, Microsoft has included some new modules, that there will be some new modules which you cannot see in the old versions, and which are new applications altogether. But that is what Microsoft has done from the application side, and those are from the functionality side. But from the compliance side, the security part, everything is same. And from the finance part, the dimension concept, the management reporting, everything has remained same. And also similarly for the organization modeling and the workflow, which is also an important, but that also that workflow engine exactly remains same with the older versions. Now if we are understanding this correctly, let me go to the basic Dynamics 365 architecture that I will explain, and this will be extending to when we start our actual course also, but let me just quickly brief you on that. So this is kind of a architecture which where you are saying this is a very pictorial view. So let me explain in a bit. So let's assume that if you have a if you are a company, if you want to implement Dynamics 365, and let's assume you have your email server in Outlook. So most of the companies, generally the big organization, they use Outlook as email, right? And you have your all those users added in the Windows server, right? So if you do not have a cloud, so you have a Windows server Active Directory, right? So Active Directory definitely you should have, because all the users are added there. So from that Active Directory you have all the list of the users, right? Now, when you want to implement Dynamics 365 for the ERP, so what you have to do, you have to import all the users to the Azure Active Directory. So, if you are implementing the ERP, if you're implementing say anything, but The point is the Active Directory should be moved to Azure. So you need to move all your users, the Active Directory complete to Microsoft Azure Active Directory, which is this part. Once you do that, you have the Microsoft admin portal, that Azure admin portal, and from that admin portal, uh, just give me a minute. I'm just getting one call. Just give me a minute. Okay, so sorry for the interruption, everyone. So let us get started again. So as I said, so once you have the Azure Active Directory user list, so then you can go ahead to the admin portal, and then you can give the proper access to all the users, which you do from the admin portal. And then once you, there will be something called as on Microsoft account will be created. So every user will have a on Microsoft account created, or if you have already a Dynamics Office license, then you don't need that on Microsoft account. Then you can directly have the your domain account. Let's say your company name is xyz .com or something, which you have hosted in Microsoft, the at that xyz.com that you're hosting in for Outlook, and that user credential you can use for from the Azure. Now once you have the same single like sign on once account created, the same account you can use to access different applications from Microsoft. So first thing, as a normal user, you will be accessing the finance and operations ERP, which is this part, finance and operations. So if you have one user account, one user ID password, you can use to log into your Outlook, and you can use to log into your finance and operations part. Let's say if you have a project manager, IT project manager, so you definitely need to access the LCS. LCS is the portal which manages all the environments your development, production, UAT, all the environments is managed, and all the environment upgrade, everything happens from that, and is a very important portal. So as a IT manager, you will need access to that, right? That also you can access through the same account. And similarly, as a developer, if you need DevOps access or VSTS access, that also you can have the same portal. So let's assume after 2 years your organization implements CRM. So there is another application here also, which is CRM application. So that also you can access with the same account. So that is one single sign on process is actually applicable to all the different applications, and you don't need the different credentials for that. So that is something what Microsoft has done. So this we'll discuss in detail also once we start the actual course, and also we'll go ahead and discuss the server architecture, everything. But that is from the basic what we know from the Dynamics 365 finance and operations as an application, from the technical function which we discussed, and this is from the architecture point of view. Few things I'll be discussing later also in the course, like advantages, like this is definitely we'll be discussing more once we get to know on this, that your LCS, integration, mobile access, all these things will be it will makes more sense once we start on the course, because otherwise it's just a bit lecture which I'm giving you. Maybe once we start more on it, once you get the hands-on experience, this will be very beneficial also. Yeah, what's new, the development part. If some of you are coming from the old experience for old Dynamics 360, old X2012 experience, if you're coming to that, so X++ coding language is same. The syntaxes remain same, but how you write the code, how you do the customization has completely changed. It's not the same anymore. So because this overlaying, layer architecture, packages, all these things are completely new, and the development environment is also new, Visual Studio. And again, the main important part is the development part is cloud hosted, and you cannot, it's not something which you can deploy in your local laptop. You need the IIS, and for that, from the Visual Studio you need to deploy, and then from the deployment it generally reflects in the cloud. Okay, so from this part, what we have discussed from the basics, so I'll be quickly stop the share, and let me discuss on how we plan the course actually. So once we start the course, that will be from tomorrow. So most of you definitely would have enrolled by now. So, or you can enroll later also, maybe for tomorrow. So once we start the course, for the first few classes, maybe for 2 3 classes, I generally discuss with the basics, like the basic of what is the architecture, what is the different, what do you mean by model, concept, packages, everything, because those are the very very basic concept and critical concept, that is kind of the building block. And then we go ahead with the discussion for the data types. So what are the different data types in dynamics? We can spend maybe a couple of days on that, and then we go ahead with the data structure, which is an important part where I discuss the table, queries, views, everything, and then we start with the hands-on also. Just remember one thing, we don't have any timeline that for one topic we spend 1 day or 2 days. It's not like that. Maybe there will be some topic where we don't need a complete day or two. Maybe we can finish by maybe half an hour or 45 minutes, but there will be definitely some topics where you'll need maybe 2 3 classes, like tables. So because table is such an important thing, there are so many properties, there are so many different aspects or components of a table, we need 2 3 classes, and that I definitely will spend time on that. But there will be other concepts, maybe small things where we don't need maybe 1 day or maybe day or two, right? So that is how we plan the course. And once we are done with our data structure part, we go ahead and learn the display part, where we learn the forms, menu item, and all these things. And then we go ahead with the our coding part, which is X++ part, how we do write the code, syntaxes, then how we do the customization. There are different aspects of the customization that we learn, and that we spend a few days on that. I give you many practice exercises so that you have a reference for that. And once we have that, then we go ahead with the advanced topics related to our SSRS report, workflow, security, integrations, Azure integrations, all these things we learn. And that is the end part of the course. So this is how we plan it. We start with the very basic data type, then we go ahead with the data structure, then we go ahead with the display part, then we go ahead with the coding, and then the advanced topics. Okay, so mostly, as I said, it will be around 1 month, 1.5 months, with 25 to 30 different classes, and I'll be sending out exercises also for your reference. Okay, so on that note, I'll be opening the forum for Q&A. So if you have any questions, please go ahead.
How many hours of
Hello.
classes would you take daily? Sorry, can you hear me?
Any questions from anyone? You can
Yeah, hi
definitely,
Mitra.
you have access for the mic. You can call me here also. And yeah, the classes, how many hours? So in a day, 1 hour every day. So yeah, this will be the time. Maybe Visualpath admin will confirm in the time, but hopefully this will be the time that we'll be having. So 8 to 9 in the morning, 1 hour every day, so 5 hours in a week. So if you need more hours, that also we can discuss, but on a standard it will be 1 hour.
Yeah, hi Mitra. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you. Mm,
I think Mitra has to respond.
yeah, but I can hear you, Harish. Don't know why he's not.
Yes, yes, I am also able to hear you. Mitra, are you there?
Yes, I think when Visualpath said that course duration is 45 days, yeah, which is correct, 1.5 months. That is also what I said. So, yeah, so maybe to have like 30 sessions, we'll need 45 days. No, it's not 25. I say 25 to 30. So it generally happens for maybe 20, 30 classes. So yeah, if you consider 5 days a week, so in a month we have mostly 22 to 3 classes. So definitely it goes around to 45 to 50 days. And so it is like close to 30 sessions. So in one batch we had more than that also. But generally the span is around 45 to 50 days.
Hello. Maitra, generally how the sessions will go in you will go in detail or on a brief high level sessions will be there. How the sessions will go? Hello.
I think he's responding to messages only. If you want,
Uh,
then you
I'm
can.
going to cover real-time projects. So we don't have a real-time project for as per se, but as I said, many of you will be coming from different industries, so we don't have this industry-specific real-time project. But the practice exercises and everything what I give you will be from real-time projects itself. So generally, I whatever examples I give you, exercises, those are coming from real-time projects, and generally I'll share you. Details from the different projects experiences which we have. So in the last batch itself also I gave them two exercises where last batch itself also we gave you exercises where we actually gave you some two exercises. Actually, not those are not exercises, I would say those are customizations which were real time, but like from live project itself. uh, I'm not able to hear you. Yeah, I mean, I could hear Sujata last time she spoke, but can you just try it again, Vasu?
Can you hear me? Hello.
Uh, I can't
Maitra,
hear
can
you
you hear
actually.
me?
Just give me a minute. Let me reconnect the mic again.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, are you able to hear me?
Yes, Maitra. Are we able? Can you hear me? Hello. Hello, Maitra.
Uh, Hello. Are you able to hear me now?
Yes, Maitra. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. How the general? My question is how the sessions will be there. For each topic, you will go in detail or in high level. How you will teach generally?
Okay, no, no. For each topic, each topic will be having the sessions from the basic to high level. So, see, there are few topics which are very basic. There will be some topics which will need further more discussion. Assuming that if you have a discussion for data type, so we know like
Okay.
for any programming we like how many data types you have, so maybe we don't need a discussion for maybe 1 hour, like we can maybe continue the discussion for half an hour and move to other topics. Similarly, if we have topics related to table properties or table relationship, so there are different concepts of table relation and property, so I need to spend more time on that. So whatever time we need for a topic, that I'll give to that topic, and that I'll explain. And definitely you have the communication channel also open, so maybe some of you, if you're not able to grasp anything in the class, you definitely can ask me also one to one also after the class also. That is also fine.
Okay. And we are from mechanical background. Like I do not have any knowledge on this IT background. So with this knowledge, so do can I can join the directly to these classes, or do we need any prerequisites like we need to learn
No,
C language, then I need to
I'll
come to
be,
this
yeah, no, no,
classes.
yeah, definitely you can join the first, the few of the basic concepts I'll be discussing. But when we move on to the coding part, we definitely need some knowledge on the X plus plus, I mean object oriented programming concept. That I definitely discuss in the course itself, so that is object oriented. But also, as you are saying, you do not have prior experience, but some of you might have some prior experience. So in that case, I generally share some document which or links where you can actually go ahead and learn some of the basic of the object oriented programming, so that that helps you into the further course itself. So for from your side, you also have to spend some more time on that, because maybe you do not have prior experience. But definitely it's not a mandatory, because everything is based out of logic. So if you have your logic corrected, you can write any logic, any code, because knowing the syntaxes and everything, you don't need any knowledge for that. You can get it from Google also. But what you need logic is for how you can write the code and where to write the code, and for that you need the specific few knowledge, and also very clear understanding of the product. So yeah, on that note,
So,
you I'll be definitely sharing you few documents that also help you out.
okay, so for table properties and form things not required when we go into the actual coding at that time I require. So, but basically I can cope up, right, with this.
Yes, yes, yes.
No need of any prerequisite to learn this one, and I need to come to this D365 course. Not
No, no. For
not required.
table properties, everything you don't need to have like prior know, but for coding and everything, you need some prior object-oriented programming concept that I'll share with you, or you can also learn from over internet. But yeah, just to
Hmm.
give you understanding, once you start writing the code, maybe you will find difficulty for the first few days. But yeah, if you just keep on doing that, it will not be an issue for you.
Okay, you mean it's not mandatory, right, for
Which
having
one? What?
any you it's
No,
not
no, it's not.
mandatory to
No, no,
have
no.
the.
It's
Hmm.
no, no, no. It's nothing is mandatory. It's not mandatory. How you are like approaching the course, how much time you are giving to the course, that is the most important thing.
Okay, so I've gone through some of the topics in the internet. Like we will have in table, we'll have the like relations like normal relation, field fixed, and related field fixed. So while you are teaching, you will explain all these three types of relations, or you will teach
Yes,
only
yes,
one
yes,
type
yes.
of relation, and you will ask us to
No,
learn the
no, no, no,
remaining. Like
no, no, no,
it's
no,
not
no, no,
like that, right? You will
no, no,
completely
no, no.
show every example,
Yeah,
right?
yes, no, no, no. I don't know,
Yeah.
like where you get. I mean, this kind of feedback. Maybe there are some trainers, but see,
Yes, yes.
whatever I
Because
know, I will.
I knew some of them who are already working in this environment, and like before going, like they had asked me to ask they asked me to ask you this kind of questions to you, so that I will have the
No,
better
no, this
knowledge.
is,
For example,
yeah,
some of the
this is
trainers
something.
will do like in that way it seems. So
See,
I
I know
got a
some
doubt
of the
and
train.
asking.
See, yeah, honestly, what I know also some of the trainers who do that. Maybe, I mean, I can give you some examples. I'll not take the name, but what they do, they will be in the course, and then in the course itself, they will give you there some YouTube links, and they'll say just check the YouTube link.
Yes,
So if
correct,
you
correct.
have the YouTube link, there's no point of paying for the course, right? So you can get it from free from YouTube. So no, see, again, that I'll be clear with one point. So there are so many different aspects of a ERP, right? If you once you start on that, you will learn there are so many different things. And also the aspect is changing so fast that I also haven't got the chance to work on something, or I also don't have the complete knowledge. So whatever we know, whatever aspects we are teaching, that I will definitely convey to you, and I'll say that this is the part that we are covering completely, and this is the part that we are covering from this part to from point A to point B. So maybe as an example, so if you have different aspects related to power app or something which we cannot show you in the class. I'll tell you upfront itself so that I know, but from the basic itself, the table classes or form different thing which we definitely know how to show, and those are the very basic building blocks of the ERP. So if you are joining any organization by this technical course, they will not teach ask you for advanced topics. They will ask you the basic things and know what concepts you have, and if you can do the very basic tasks, because 1 or 2 years experience, they will not ask you to do a complex integration or something, right? That will not be the right thing to ask, but they will ask you basic things. So for that, definitely I will discuss all the things. And as you rightly said, it's good to ask this question beforehand so that you have a clear understanding. And yes, whenever discussing the properties, relation, delete actions for the tables, we'll discuss all the different types.
Okay, okay. And one more thing, we do have like we have some gap after our education. So after completion of your course, are we able to cope up around like 2 years of experience? So after completion of your course, because I heard that with this D365 we do not have any fresher openings. So with the experience only we have the openings. So I'm planning to
It's
keep
not the
2 years
you
of
see
experience.
from the opening side. I cannot like confirm that which company has opening everything. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can
No,
comment
no, no.
you.
My question is, no, no. My question is, after completion of your course, I'm keeping 2 years of experience and I'm joining some X company, so I'm able to cope up the work over there with your teaching.
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, again, that I can actually discuss more in the in our actual classes, because as I said, I take so many interviews in a month, so I know what type of different type of experience candidate and what is expected from those candidates. So that I can definitely. So that will need some actually more time. I can explain you different experience level band what we have and what we expect. So if you have 1 or 2 experience you're showing, so I'll know that what will be the expectation from your side and what are the different things that you should definitely focus on. So yeah, on that note, I will discuss that in the class. But yeah, definitely you can cope up. There will be nothing, as I said, like advanced things which will be asked from you, but the basics and intermediate things which we'll definitely discuss in the course.
Okay. So will you help us in preparing resume as well, right? Resume.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yes, I generally
And
do that, but yeah, definitely I'll do that. Yeah.
do we I like after completion of course you will take mock interviews as well?
Mock interviews I don't really take, but
Because actually we don't
see
know
these
about
are
anything about this one.
see these are, I mean, very, I would say, one-to-one sessions what you are asking, because we can't have a like a mock interview in a batch or something, right? That is not possible. But yeah,
Yes, yes, yes. I mean,
so
at
once
least
we
after completion of course, if you're taking one interview per one person, spending like any Saturday or Sunday, if you're spending like half day for us, it will
okay,
be more helpful
that
for us. In that way, I'm
fine,
asking.
that sure, that we'll discuss in the class, and like based on the requirement we can definitely plan that. Yeah, okay, I'll discuss with the visual part team also, and we can plan that, like if we have mock interviews, everything. Okay, fine.
Only at least if you're taking one round of interview, then we came to know what's going to happen, like how the interview structure will be, so that we cannot miss the chances, right? That's why that is my
Understood,
intent.
understood. Yeah, understood your point also. So that is completely fine from your side. Is fine, but yeah, yeah, I will discuss with the admin also, and we'll confirm you. But yeah, let's just start the course. But definitely CV preparation, everything will do. But mock interview, it's not that we cannot take. But yeah, we'll just discuss internally and update you. Okay.
Okay, okay, sure, sure. Thank you.
Maitra, coming to the classes, as I said, as I requested, are we going to have a project scenario? Like we will take one area like banking system or subcontracting, any such area, and we will start from scratch to end, or we will have only the topics we will cover and then move on.
No, not such a way that we have a banking system. See, the problem with that is, I will have say how it happens. So we'll start with some creation of tables. If we have few tables created, then we'll have some forms created, then we'll have some classes created. So what happens is that, so we are only dealing with new objects. right? Banking system I created, I have my own custom tables, I have my own custom form. So those are like very basic things, because you can create your table, you can create your classes, but the most critical thing is how you do the customizations in a project. Because if you go and talk to any of the persons, you will know that in 90% of the work for any project, any live project, and that I can confirm you from with my experience also, is doing the customization in the existing objects. So whatever ERP is already there, that we are customizing, and that to focus on that will be more important. To do a live project like creating new objects, do the new classes, that is also fine, that also will do. But to spend time only on that will not be, from my side I feel, not the right thing, because we can spend our time on the later part also. Because see, for these projects also, what happened is that I start with few tables, I create the form out of that table, and then I create a class, and then I create all these logics, but I am not exploring the main part, which is customizing the existing objects, right? Because how you do that customization, what are the different things, so those things also are very critical. And because mostly when you go into any project, you will be asked to do some customization, do some changes in the form, to do some changes in the report, so those things are also important to know. So yeah, in that way we'll cover maybe both part. A small project also we can do, and also we'll focus on the customizing the existing objects, so both we'll try to do.
No, I mean to say is that in order to customize any application, we need to meet the business process as well, business requirements as well.
Yeah,
So
that is
in
why I
your
said,
in your teach,
that we have once I give you the exercises, those will be small customization itself, and that I will explain you the business logic of it, and which are very common, which you generally face, those kind of exercises which I'll give you, and then we'll be focusing on that. So my exercises are planned in a way that you know why I am giving that, what is the need for that, and also it will test your knowledge on the different concepts which I taught. So if you have an event handler chain of command which I teach you, then it will test the knowledge on that, and also where to write the code, that is also very very important. So that is also we are going to cover.
perfect. Thank you so much.
And Mahendra, will you show how to create a forms table, table methods, and reports? So in depth, you will show one or two.
How to create table forms, yes, 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 definitely will show you in the class. Yeah,
So will you show
that
you
that is
like
part.
in detail way, like form methods, the reports, SSRS reports, and the
Yeah, yeah. See, as I said, so we'll okay. I'm again reiterating. So once we start with the tables, we'll create the table, then we'll create the form out of those tables. We'll join the forms, how to join different forms. Then we'll discuss on the table methods, form methods, and SSRS comes later actually. Once we learn on the X plus plus logic, and then yeah, we have sessions for creating SSRS report from query itself, from DP class itself, so where you write the code, do the SSRS report design, so complete all this SSRS report will do. And also other different aspects like workflow, security, all these advanced topics also will be covering. Yes.
in the code promotions,
Now, okay, come again.
code promotions,
Yeah, code promotions.
like from lower environment to higher environment, how they promote the codes, like
Okay,
changes.
upgrading. You are saying upgrading. Okay, okay, okay. So upgrading part, I will discuss. I will discuss with documents, because we have documents for that. That will be difficult to show, because we generally are doing right now. Like most of the clients are doing X2012, the old version, to D365. So for that, we'll be sharing the process. What are the different steps? What are the methodologies that I discussed? But to do a show you a live example is difficult, because I don't honestly have a like a AX2012 model store, and I which I can show you. That is a licensed version, right? I cannot have a model store and show it that how you can do that. So but the process, methodology, the document, everything I'll be showing it in the class, and that I'll be discussing.
So at least you will
Uh,
explain about it.
Package creation and package deployment will be the part of this training.
Yes, yes, it will be part of the course. Package creation, how to do the package deployment will be part of the course.
because there might be some situations where the business needs as a custom application, like which is not part of Microsoft
I know,
Dynamics,
yeah, I know.
and they
So
want it
yeah,
to build it from the screen.
that is part of the course. So creating the code, building the project, creating the package out of the different models, upload that to LCS, and how to do that to that like deployment. Everything will be part of the course.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Master, like you will teach about like VSTS as well, like how to check in the code, how to check out, how to
Yeah, we'll
undo,
we'll
like,
discuss. We will discuss. Yeah, we'll discuss on that. Yeah.
and after checking, like we will deploy, right? That process
Uh,
also
yeah,
will be
that
shown.
is mostly, yeah, that is mostly from the DevOps part, but we'll see like how much we can cover on that. We'll see.
Okay, okay, sure, sure. But you will give the general idea, right? How to do the
Yeah,
check-ins
yeah,
and checkouts.
definitely, definitely. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
100% is.
Okay.
Okay, so I think the one request from the admin is that I think already I've covered that. Please do drop your email IDs in the chat window and also the phone numbers, so that the admin can confirm you the course timing and the date and everything. So please do that in the chat and be connected with the admin itself. Okay, so yeah, so we are planning to start from tomorrow itself in the morning hours. So yeah, I mean, you can connect to them, enroll for the course, and with the for the further course of action you can take it up with them. So that is their call, and the link and everything you can use the same link for tomorrow also for joining the course. So from tomorrow will be the starting of the course, the day one, and then we'll get started. So on that note, we can conclude for the demo today, and whatever questions you have, you can definitely ask me tomorrow also, or you can drop me a note on that. I can respond to that, but please do
Hmm.
connect to the admin with your email ID and the phone number. Okay, so yeah,
Okay, Mitra.
okay, yeah,
Okay.
thank you
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
thank you everyone. Thank you for joining in the early morning hours. So hope to see you all in the course tomorrow, and we'll get started with our course material from tomorrow. Okay, thank you everyone. So please do connect with the admin with your email ID and the phone numbers.